you tend to there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So people, it's been a while. Listen, it's been a while since we've done one of these. I think people are going to be coming in slowly. It's been way too long. I don't know if people trust that this is even real, that this is even really happening. So, tell your friends, spread the word. How about this? If everyone's
let me just say that I can't blame them for not believing it, because you told me on Saturday we were doing an Ask Todd live, and you gave me a link, and I clicked that link, and I waited and I waited and I waited, and nothing happens. And the link was google.com. And so I guess one half of me knew that it was like, oh, this is a website and I've seen this website before. But the other half of me was like, Tyler wouldn't lie to me about this,
Right.
And so I guess I'm advocating for the people right now, because like, this does seem like another goof that you're doing.
I hate to interrupt here, but what was the site again, Todd?
Google. I think it was actually pronounced Google.
Google. Oh, it's like a French site.
I think so.
But they offer video
conferencing.
Sense. Okay.
.fr.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I apologize for that, Todd, and I feel like I should mention that Saturday is a blur for me. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. This has happened to me a couple of times, but I was drinking what I thought was a LaCroix on Saturday. I had like 3 or 4 of them, and then I found out that what I was drinking was a poorly labeled diffuser, like a scent diffuser that you put like in a bathroom. You plug it like one of those Febreze plugins.
Yep.
And I don't know what's in those, but I drank at least 4 of those on Saturday without knowing it. And I don't remember really anything from Saturday. So if I sent you anything, if I sent anybody on today's call anything, I really apologize. I wasn't really, I wasn't all together.
I hate to cut in again, but I would say with those things, it does take a little while to build up your tolerance, and then the groove starts really kicking in. So definitely stick with it. But again, if it was your first time, it'll hit you. It'll throw you for a loop. But you can get on top and ride the tiger there.
Well, maybe you and I should do a little chat on this a little side note at some point, Michael, because my tongue is still blistered really bad from it. So I don't even know. I haven't been able to eat or drink anything since Saturday. And that's starting to kind of take its toll a little bit on the mental health.
Well, the good news is that's how you know you got the good stuff. So at least you're starting, with the good stuff. But
yeah, and that's really important to me in all of this, that I'm drinking good air freshener, not bad air freshener.
What exercise do you guys think Sandy's on right now?
Yeah, let's all take a guess. Sandy's exercising while we're doing this class today. For those of you who don't know, this also isn't a class. Let's all take a guess at what we think Sandy's doing right now as we speak. What do you think, Todd?
I think it's planks. I think she's on planks right now.
She's doing planks?
Yeah, that's my guess.
That makes the most sense.
Side drives.
Side drives. And okay, that's a great first question to start today with, because I know what side drives are. Caitlin Jaffe knows what side drives are. Devin Dorsey knows what side drives are. But Todd, can you tell those of you who don't know, can you tell us what side drives are, please?
Yeah, of course. Side drives, this is something that, like, obviously I know it, because why wouldn't I know what a side drive is? And and so it's not hard for me to give you the answer of what a side drive is. And I think the only thing I would hesitate is trying to describe like what form of a side drive this is, because here's the thing with these. I call them SDs, by the way, not side drive, but that's just because it's faster, because they're both single syllables, but it doesn't matter. It's faster in my mind, to write it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so basically what it is so what you want to do is you use your side of your body, right? So that's this part. Or this part. It depends on which side you're doing first. And it's not in a car. Like, I think a lot of people think this is something you do in your car, right? You can, but I actually I've gotten in an accident trying to do this in my car once, so it's just not advisable. Is my point. Yeah, but basically, so you take like your part of your body, and then you take it from behind right here, and then you just sort of like, as fast as you can, you extend it out like that. And what it does essentially is it just gives your shoulder a good pop, and sometimes you'll do it so fast that you'll kind of lose the rotation from your shoulder, but that means it's working, I think. And so it's something good. It's because you're driving your arm forward at your side forward. So that's a side drive. Yeah. And
we had some good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that thank you. And everyone should try that later today. That's a great exercise for you during quarantine. We had some other good guesses as to what a side drive could be based on people's other experience. Your answers are right, everyone. These aren't wrong answers. These are just not the exercise.
There is no wrong.
There's no wrong answers. So side drives could be a mistress who lives pretty far away. Michael says that there's something to that, I think. Yeah. It could be a side drive is the little car on a motorcycle that your dog vibes in, or your cat if Addie wants to go with you.
Do you want to ride in a side ride?
Or it's also known as drifting. I like that. I like what we're hearing here now. That you could also call a side drive. They almost called that movie Tokyo Side Drive, and then they had to change the name because it was just too many syllables for that. The reason for American audiences.
It was actually the reason they changed it from Tokyo Side Drive was because there already was a Kurosawa movie actually called Tokyo Side Drive, and that one was about a samurai who was hooking up with a mistress, and so
gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, Todd, what's your favorite?
Well, on that note, Devin wants to know what your favorite. So really quickly, just before we go into this great question from Devin and Michael, I saw your questions. We'll get to those at the start as well. But really quickly, for those of you who don't know, this is Ask Todd Live. This is where you come with questions, Todd comes with answers. It's that simple. Anyone who tries to oversimplify this is just get out. Just get out. You're not a part of this. Don't oversimplify this. This is a simple show. We don't want this to be something that is overly complicated. This isn't expert level stuff. Now, Todd is giving expert level advice.
Yes. Okay.
But I don't want you to see this as an over complicated thing. We're not lost.
To be fair here, though, the tone has gotten a bit combative at times. And so I think that can lead to the misperception that what we're looking for is like some kind of a contest, or like there are feats of strength and wit and things like that. So, I think maybe the hosts bear a little bit of responsibility here too.
That's not true. I don't think I was tracking with everything you were saying except for that last part about us carrying any weight on this.
Well, I mainly meant Todd. You're in the clear, Tyler. I view you as kind of like the better angels of our nature.
Then I'm tracking with you. Now I'm starting to track with you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my name's in the title, so I kind of feel like what I want to do should be something that I do. I feel like I should do what I want, and I do what I want. Not
to put too fine a point on it, Todd, but I feel like that could be kind of drifting in that. I want to keep this friendly, so let's continue. But that's kind of
Let's. I'm already seeing where this is going, and I'm going to try to mitigate that as much as possible. So let's get to Devin's question. Todd, what's your favorite Kurosawa movie? Those of you who don't know. Well, actually, I'll let Todd explain who Kurosawa is.
Kurosawa is was a famous film director, writer in Japan. I think Seven Samurai is probably my favorite. The reason it's top of mind for me is I just started playing Ghost of Tsushima, which just came out this last week, and it's very influenced. You can actually play with like this filter where it's all black and white, and it makes it feel like a Kurosawa film. But anyway,
nice.
That's
Yojimbo's the best one is what we're hearing here. It sounds like
Yojimbo. That was from you. You're the one who said that.
Yeah. I heard you say that too. So I was writing down what I thought your answer was. He actually also did the first Transformers adaptation as well. Right. Michael's saying I didn't know that.
That's why. Well, so he like co-directed that with Michael Bay. They I think that what happened was Kurosawa basically called Michael Bay and he was like, I don't want to fangirl or anything, but I just watched Bad Boys twice in a row and your stuff is off the hook. He said that through a translator, but he still used the idiom off the hook. And Michael Bay was like, I don't know who you are, but I like that you're
Right.
complimenting me. And he was like, my name's Kurosawa. And he said, I didn't ask you. I said, I don't know who you are. And so anyway, basically he's like, I like that you're complimenting me. Tell you what, I'll let you work on this new little movie I'm working on. Oh yeah, it's called The Transformer.
Yeah.
It's called The Transformer. And Kurosawa was like, I have an idea for you. And he goes, what? And he goes, drop the, it's cleaner.
Right.
So
then
Kurosawa,
that's
Kurosawa,
mind
and then
blown.
I know. And so they changed it to Transformer, and then someone was like, and then they were like, oh, we should add in more than one, because one Transformer is great, right? Like one Transformer is awesome, but imagine two, and then think about three. Okay, are you starting to get?
Now the wheels are
the
turning.
scope?
Yeah.
This so
starting
it's like,
to come together.
Yeah, Transformer's cool.
Yeah.
Transformer is cool.
Yeah.
Transformers. And let's not lose this too, because the very best part of that movie, everyone knows, is when what's his name, Josh Duhamel, right? When he's on a motorcycle, he goes into a controlled slide, kicks out the motorcycle, and shoots a transformer while he's sliding with a gun.
He's doing a side drive, I think, in that scene. He's doing a little motorcycle side drive.
He was doing a side drive. And that is one of the few times you can do it while in a moving vehicle. And I don't recommend that you guys try that. But Josh, D, do it. If the fate of the world depends upon it, do it, Josh.
And that maneuver to me sounds like it could be called a side drive too. Just while we're on the subject.
I think that's what we're saying.
I think that's what we already said, Michael. Listen, man, I appreciate the color commentary, but if you're going to be saying stuff, you got to make sure you're paying attention, because we've gone there and back again, really.
And this sounds mean, but it's a good point. Yeah.
Hey, are we going to start recording at some point?
Michael, I've got good news and bad news for you, buddy. The good news is that the bad news, we're recording. We've been recording. So this has all been recorded so far. I want to add something to Todd's story really quickly, some historical context. We all have different things we remember Akira Kurosawa for. He's famous for multiple different things, but he recently won a Lifetime Oscar posthumously, of course. He's passed away, unfortunately. And the Lifetime Oscar he won wasn't for Yojimbo. It wasn't for Seven Samurai. It wasn't even for Transformer. It was actually because until he talked to Michael Bay, Bad Boys 2 wasn't even allowed to be released in Japan. And it was through his conversations with Michael Bay and United Artists that they allowed that to be presented to the Japanese audiences. So really for guys like me, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Kurosawa went from a good director to a legendary figure for me when that happened.
And from what I understand, they wanted to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to Michael Bay. And Michael Bay said, look, we have plenty of time to give me this award next year.
Yeah.
Let's give it to that little kid, that guy Kurosawa, because he's okay too. Optimus Prime. And how their chemistry, their on-set chemistry is palpable. and you would think that for a couple of maybe semi-sentient beings, it might not be that ratcheted up, but it is. And I'll tell you what, it kind of makes my palms sweaty, because it is very intense. Hey Todd,
that's gross.
What would
these sweaty palms? That's
love
gross.
Is gross. Well,
no, sweaty palms.
I'm sorry.
Get it out of your head.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about a human condition. Here's the thing about D.H. Lawrence's poetry. Let's get into this.
We've been waiting for this. This has been coming a long time.
The war that is in between the civilized man and the animal that is him is, that tension that the Victorians, so well explored is something that we shouldn't just we can't just deny our baser instincts and our baser bodily functions. If my glands sweat, and that grosses you out, that's on you, dude. That's because you have this I don't know, the unrealistic expectation of what the human body should be. And it's something that is, beyond we're losing people right now, aren't we? I think people are dropping off.
Yeah, you just lost someone. You pissed somebody off. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's Devin's got a good question. Todd, what would you like to win a lifetime achievement for? Just a lifetime achievement, not like an award or a trophy of any kind, but just a lifetime achievement.
I think for my lifetime, I would. You know what I mean? I think for the work I've done over my life, and I think for the achievements that I had in my life also, if that's not too grand of an answer, or too detailed, just for my lifetime achievements, I think.
Yeah.
Or my achievement of having a lifetime, which I think that's something too.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think you made it. You made it to your lifetime. That's a pretty good thing. You should be proud of that.
Let's check in with Sandy.
I think it would be nice. Yeah. Let's check in with Sandy. Sandy,
how
are
we doing on the side drives? Where are we doing front drives now?
We moved on to now. Oh, okay. We're just kind of sitting.
Yeah. I was in minute 20 or something when you joined. So I got my 32 minutes in for the day. So no more side drives.
Oh, okay.
I would say you guys were pretty close on nailing it. So
on what a side drive is?
Yeah.
On just the motion of just thrusting your arm out as hard as you can over and over again.
Yeah. You really start it back as far as you can get it. It should hurt a little. When you're putting it back there, it should hurt a little. And then just
like that.
I don't even know if you guys
are doing
it
as hard as you can.
But
you're doing it as hard as you can. If you can keep it in frame, then you're not doing it the right way. You got to get it out of frame for your Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Definitely nailed it. Good
job. Yeah. Oh, bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll happen. And that'll happen.
3 over here.
And that'll happen.
Yeah, you're gonna be knocking. Listen, when you're working out, you're gonna knock stuff over. That's part of working out, is knocking stuff over. Is this how we fight too?
We don't really fight. We aren't fighters.
I'm a pacifist.
I'm a pacifist as well. But if I am fighting, I'll typically use some sort of implement, something that gives me a leg up, so I can end the fight as soon as possible.
The way I like to say it, Todd, and I know that you like to say this also, because I've heard you say this on numerous occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with a pacifist unless you want the pacifists.
Right.
And that's what I call these two guys attached to my arms here. I call them my pacifists.
Yeah.
And hey, Allie, thanks for popping in for a minute there. It was good to see you.
She's still connecting to audio. I don't think she can hear you.
Okay. All right. But
there,
that's and I know okay, Allie, hey, it was just good to see you for a second there, Allie. Just wanted you to know.
Yeah. Yeah, what I say is, don't mess with the pacifist because you can't pass this fist.
Right.
Yeah. And then
we're talking about these guys.
And then I don't even have to throw them. You know what I mean? Like Rex and Sean, I don't even have to throw these guys because people are like, okay, I don't want any. They tell me I want none of that.
Right.
And I'm like, I know,
I'm pretty intimidated to hear it. I'm one county over. I think it works.
Yeah, it does. It works every time.
Yeah. I give you one look of Bob, I give you one look of Tucker, and you know exactly what's going to be going down.
Yeah.
If you don't play your cards right,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee talks about the art of fighting without fighting, which I am a big fan of. I think he meant it differently, because when I say it's the style of fighting without fighting, I mean it's just me getting beat up without fighting back.
Right.
Really getting beat down without fighting back.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant that, but
there's no way to know
still
it.
The art of fighting without fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mostly like to pick fights with, I mean, like, first of all, again, I'm a pacifist. I don't fight. But if I'm
Right.
going to fight,
Right.
I will typically pick a fight with someone much smaller, usually younger, less experienced than I am.
Kids.
And again, yeah,
Kids.
I mean,
Kids.
I don't like to generalize, but
Right. Right. But we're talking mostly children, probably.
yeah, or yeah, it's mostly children, and I won't. Again, I'm a pacifist, okay, but I also choose people who aren't in some sort of they aren't angry with me already. It's people I don't
Yeah.
already have an existing conflict with, because they have less passion for the fight that way, and it's easier to
Right.
to overtake
Right.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another thing that you can kind of do, and I don't, this wasn't supposed to turn into a self-defense class. It's kind of turning into one, but
Right.
if you can get someone while they're not even conscious, if you can hit someone before they're even awake, you're already doing half the work you need to do before the fight even really starts. If you find yourself in one of those positions where some guy razzes you, and then they razz you, and then they walk over to the couch and they promptly fall asleep, that's your opening right there. You can hit them right when they're down, right when they fall asleep. I like to do a little thing where I'll just kind of stand there in the corner of the room, sort of staring until they sleep.
Yeah. We got a couple questions.
But I'm a pacifist. We're both pacifists.
We're both pacifists. And so here's a question
here. Yeah.
What is your fighter intro music when you enter the ring? Again, I'm a pacifist, but
We're both pacifists.
But when I do go into a fight, whether that's in the ring or just if I'm driving around in my car looking for weaker humans to fight, I always play or have playing the Thong Song by Cisco.
Right.
And there's another question. Hey Todd, when you and Addie fight, how does it normally go? We don't fight. We love each other.
Right.
I do have right now a scrape right here, but that just was because she got nervous because she heard a loud.
Let's see it. Let's get a look at that.
It is a little bit far up my body. I don't think it would be appropriate. Okay. Complete honesty.
All right, we're losing people because of that. So never mind. Okay. You're right. Let's not.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost somebody when I think we might have lost Allie, and I'm wondering now if I shouldn't have said anything to her about her showing up on the screen for a second there.
I don't think she was going to hang long anyway, probably. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fair. There was a question at the start of today's session that I wanted to get to, and it was from Michael. It was about your parents, Todd. So those of you who tuned in about a month ago, you might remember that Todd's parents joined us, or were they Todd's parents? He even asks in this question if those were actors.
Right.
Todd, what do you say? When are your parents coming back on? And also, were those even your parents? I think is the question.
Right. Yes. So they were actors.
Guys, this is a show. It's a show, guys. Let's be clear about this.
How would you? Okay, so
it was excellent casting, though. I'd like to compliment the casting. For the first time, I believed that you had parents, so that was actually very, very convincing.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not believable that I have parents, and it's very easy to figure out why. Ready? Why? Who in a story who usually doesn't have parents? Who is it?
Clones.
The hero, right?
Main hero.
Spider-Man, Superman, Batman.
Bones.
Bones.
So all of the heroes don't have parents. So it's not very believable that I would have parents in the first place,
Mary Poppins.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Zeus, I believe.
Zeus doesn't have parents. Zeus.
Actually, Zeus does have parents. Well, Zeus was born of Gaia, right?
The mask. The mask.
The mask. Son of the mask, though. He was a parent because there's son of the mask.
Right.
Arliss?
Yeah. Well, he was the son. So, there was a question here. Does this mean Casey was casted as well? My wife. Yeah. Listen, we're believe it or not, this is just supposed to be entertainment for all of you. We're just providing entertainment. So we've all casted all of these roles. In fact, many of the people who are asking questions today have been cast as the role of person asking question. We did some miscasting by making Michael sort of the main one today, but my wife is an actress in this.
Hey, come on.
I'm not really married.
Come on, I bailed you out when Kyle got fired, so I feel like I deserve a little bit better treatment than that.
That's actually true. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be so hard on you, Michael. You've really filled that gap for us, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Devin has another question for you, Todd.
Yeah.
If you got to cast your own biopic, who would you cast to be your parents? Any star actors in the world is fair game in this scenario.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I was thinking of what's his you know what, my dad, I've always thought could be played by Dennis Quaid. Yeah, I think Dennis Quaid could play my dad very well. And for my mom,
Denise Quaid.
I think Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid. That Michael's saying the same thing. That's a good, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
This is why, you know what, Michael, I take back what I said about you before, man. I'm sorry, because you're on it. You're filling in the gaps for us. I shouldn't have said anything rude. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. I accept your apology. Todd, you can send one in writing.
He's better at writing anyways.
You know,
I think we all know
that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Andres wants to know if we're even the real Todd and Tyler, which I think is a fair question considering I'm saying so much of the show is cast. Todd, right. What do you want to say to this one, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, look, what is real? You know, I mean, are we all just living in a platonic cave where we're watching shadows dance on the walls? You know, right. Can you see my soul? You know, yeah, I mean, I'm Todd. Sure, if you want to categorize me as this single dimensional being that exists on this plane, but I'm more than that also. You know what I mean? I'm more than that also.
And I'm not, Tyler. To simplify Todd's question, my name is James Forsyth. I'm actually an actor working out of the local theater. I teach performance arts at Adolfo High School here in Ventura County. And Todd found me when he was first coming up with this idea for this show. He cast me, which means I had to.
I put out a Craigslist.
I had to get a job at Procore. I've had to kind of play this character for the last 4 years and just kind of hope, fingers crossed, that there was going to be some kind of natural disaster that made it so we could even have a live venue for a show like this. Yeah. Lucky for me, it worked out that we got to do this. So all of that was worth it. But I did have to leave my teaching job, and I do miss doing that.
And you had to leave your first wife also. But
yeah, that was on its way out already, but you got a good point there. You know, you're right, Todd. It looks like it's 1 o'clock. Probably time for us to wrap it up for the day. Anything you want to say before we go?
Hey, just glad to see your faces in here, guys. Sandy, make sure you get some rest. And it's great to talk with all of you and answer your questions. I really do appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Sandy, you're going to want to, after a workout, you're going to want to just eat